Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Before starting, subscribe and like the videos, it really helps a lot. The content from this video are taken from the web novel and manga series of Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. Now please enjoy the video.
Part 2. Soon after that, Sylphy came out of the bath. It seems Norn fell asleep inside of the bath. It seems like Aisha was in high spirits in the middle of the bath, but soon after getting out she collapsed into sleep. As expected of the bath's relaxing effect, is what I'd say. Warm water works well on a tired body. Thanks for your help. Yeah, it seems like Aisha-chan still remembered things about me. With just a single glance she correctly guessed I was Sylphy. It's a big difference from a certain someone, right? There are the differences of the color of the hair, the sunglasses, and the cross-dressing, so it doesn't count. Though it seems Norn-chan couldn't remember. I think it would be rare for someone to remember a neighborhood Oni-san from the time when you're 3 or 4 years old. I guess so. It seems the two are currently getting along and sleeping in the same bed after being changed into pajamas by Sylphy. I'll listen to the story of the two tomorrow. It's nice to meet you. I'm Sylphy at Ruijerd. Yeah, I'm Ruijerd Superdia. Sylphy offered an awkward handshake to Ruijerd. The two who suffered over their emerald green hair. Now neither of them have it green. Ruijerd-san, what do you intend to do about a room? It's fine with whatever is convenient. Rudy, should we let him use a large room? He's an important visitor in regards to Rudy, right? In Ruijerd's regard. I don't think the size of the room really matters all that much though. At any rate, I'm sure he won't use the bed after all. Please sleep wherever you like. Think of it as your own house. I'll do just that. Well then, I'll go ahead and rest. Ruijerd stood while saying that. Yes, good night. Sylphy and I, the two of us just kept staring firmly, listening to the sound of him move. It seems he entered the room where the two children were sleeping. That lolicon. No, during the time when we were on the journey as well and the time when we were asleep, he never took his eyes off us. He's that sort of man. This time, he especially went out of his way to make it so we could hear his footsteps. If he had something to feel guilty about, he's a man who would have erased his footsteps and presence before invading. I'm sure he doesn't have anything to feel guilty about. I wonder if I did anything rude? Suddenly, Sylphy raised her voice with anxiety. Certainly Ruijerd's attitude just now was a bit cold. Normally if it was a person seeking a handshake, then he wouldn't have allowed it to turn awkward. After all, it seems he has some thoughts about the marriage between Sylphy and I. No, Sylphy didn't do anything wrong. He's a person who isn't all that familiar with people he meets for the first time. He's that kind of guy. Then it's fine though. It seems like Sylphy felt just a bit hurt. Let's go to sleep as well. Yeah. We haven't eaten dinner, but I'm not hungry. At the very least it would have been good to serve Ruijerd some kind of snack, wouldn't it? Well, it's fine. I put out the fire in the fireplace and confirmed the front door was locked. The best and most useful security guy in the world is in the house, but it wouldn't be good if I don't properly lock things up. After that I put out the lights and went upstairs together with Sylphy. We slipped into the bed together. Then, suddenly Sylphy said it. Today, that is, I'd like to stop there. I guess so. That day I didn't embrace Sylphy. It was the first time for a reason other than menstruation. Part 3. Next day. The same as always, I woke up in bed. Sylphy was still sleeping. Usually she would be rounded into a small ball using my arm as a pillow to sleep, but today she was normally using a pillow and seemed a bit uncomfortable. Usually then I would unconditionally feel her sweetness, and together with just a bit of sexual desire, touch her slender chest. Feeling a woman's body from start to finish sure does leave one with a happy mood. However, mysteriously today I don't get that sort of feeling. Today the feeling is bad weather. It's a bad day for the rising dragon. Even though I should be happy that Ruijerd visited. After all, it seems the things with Eris are bothering the mood. Somehow I feel a bit gloomy and uneasy. I guess it might reduce some of it if I do a bit of exercise. For the time being, I decided to start my daily training. But, I'm not feeling all that motivated. No, even so that will change with just 5 minutes, no 10 minutes, of preparation exercise I'm sure. While thinking that I go outside, a scene of chills plunged into my sight. We had a visitor in front of the entry hall. Two people who are taller than I am. One of them is a bald warrior. A man who shaved it in order to hide his green hair and just continued on like that forever. Without wearing any winter clothes on his body, clad in some kind of casual wear outfit of his race and a three-pronged spear in his hand. It's Ruijerd. And then the other one is a muscular structure and large build with pitch black skin. Violet hair. With his 6 arms crossed, he was standing in front of Ruijerd full of dignity. The atmosphere was extraordinarily bad. It's dangerous. Explosive situation. If the janitor had come by he might have been stabbed. There was no smile on Badigadi's face. His mood was bad. It's something unusual. The usually laughing Badigadi was completely not laughing. I wonder what is going on with Ruijerd's face. I can't tell from just his back. Rather, these two, are they acquaintances after all? They were both living since the Laplace campaign after all. One of them was the head of the Laplace Imperial Guards and the other side was in a faction on the opposite side of Laplace. Now Ruijerd hated Laplace completely as well, but at the time there must have been a variety of things that happened I'm sure. Badigadi took a glance at me, and then looked at Ruijerd once more. So that's how it is huh? Badigadi came to a conclusion on his own and nodded. And then, without saying anything after that, silently turned and left. Just like that treading on the snow, he disappeared down the path. Ruijerd quietly turned around. It seems that face was somewhat tense. An unusual cold sweat was being drawn. Did something happen with His Majesty Badi? In the past. I somehow or other guessed it based on those short words. The supered race of that time would attack enemies and allies alike, without discretion, that entered their sight so to speak. Most likely, he killed some people from the region Badigadi ruled over as well. No matter how little he pays attention to the land he rules as a demon king, he's still a ruler. If your own territory has been attacked there's no way you can overlook it. I wonder what happened to their relationship after that. I really can't imagine that optimistic Badigadi would viciously persecute the supered race. No, it's the opposite. Precisely because he's optimistic, the probability is high that he wanted to lend his power to the people without power who were trampled. For example, even if Laplace was involved in it as well, Ruijerd killed them and Badigadi wanted to return that grudge. I'm sure that truth isn't a mistake. No, wait a second. It could be the probability is high that Badigadi doesn't know that incident with the supered race was caused by Laplace's hand. Things in that area, next time we meet I'll ask him about it from my side and see. Rather, if I said in the future that I was planning to mass-produce Ruijerd dolls and sell them I wonder what kind of face that Demon King would make. It would be good if he just laughed it off. At any rate, I'll be troubled if things between Ruijerd and Badigadi are bad. Ruijerd-san, for the time being, since His Majesty came to this city, I've gotten to know him pretty well, though I can somewhat imagine what might have happened in the past. Don't worry, I don't have any intention of fighting him. Ruijerd said that while making a bitter smile. He said it, but since a while ago Ruijerd has been clearly releasing some bloodthirst. Could it be, if I hadn't come out one of them might have made a move? However, I couldn't have imagined that guy would be in this kind of place. Somehow, it seems he came to meet me. Ah, he was that sort of man wasn't he? Ruijerd made a bitter smile and returned back into the house. To think that the relationship between Ruijerd and Badigadi was that bad. It was a blind spot. I thought that Badigadi could get along together with anyone.
That's it guys, thank you for watching, subscribe if you want more and don't forget to like the videos.